Hey, I am here with a 1978 Fender Musicmaster bass. A friend of mine has it, bought it, and asked me to replace the nut on it, and I made a video on that, and it was a pain in the neck. But anyway, I guess not so bad. This is the bass. It's pretty neat. Tell you a little bit about it. It's a short scale bass, and the pickup is underneath this plastic cover. At least on the original ones, was a standard Strat pickup, 6-pole piece pickup. They just made covers for them, bam. A lot of times Fender would discontinue a model and have a backlog of parts, so use parts for other stuff. Like their 12-string was using like bodies from something else. Then they had a guitar, I forget what it was called, but it was kind of funky, and it used the 12-string headstock, but they just like filled in every other hole, so they made it 3 and 3, so a 6-string headstock. Looks really weird, but that's what they would do, so this isn't at all uncommon. It's a pretty neat little bass, little short scale bass, like I said. This bass sounds nice and bassy. The single coil Strat pickups tended to sound too thin, a little too bright, a little too thin. I suspect that the electronics on this have been changed. I don't want to say upgraded, that's a matter of opinion, but definitely I think changed. The main thing is the volume control, I think, is the wrong taper. It's not an audio taper, it doesn't sound like. Because off, it's off. At about 1, it's off. At about 2, it's barely on. At about 3, it's barely on. At about 4, it's barely on. At about 5, it's barely on. At about 6, it starts coming up. 7, 8, 9, and then 10 is like kind of a big jump. So if I go from like 5 to 10, you hear it. So that's not a smooth volume at all. So I think definitely that has been replaced. And it may have been, it looks like it was refinished too, somewhat poorly. It may have been replaced with the wrong value. If it originally had, you know, say a 500 K ohm potentiometer, and it's down to like somebody put in a 250, it would warm it up, or even 100 if it was a 250 and they put in 100. I don't know, but it's a cool sounding little bass, a short scale bass. It's heavy, so I'm guessing it's ash because it's kind of a small body, but it's really heavy. The neck is pretty chunky, but it sounds nice. It's a cool bass.